friends, today I'm going to show you how to style and plant your summer flower pots and raised planters, and it's easier than you think. Before you begin, you want to obviously go to the store and pick out your favorite flowers, and my recommendation is that you don't buy any of the spring blooming plants because those flowers are going to be done blooming within a couple of weeks. And so you want annuals that actually bloom all summer long. I went to Home Depot and I got geraniums because these are absolutely stunning and they do bloom clear until the first frost, which is amazing. And so I can have these until early November sometimes. And then I love a good green spiky because it's a great centerpiece to put in the center of your pot. It adds a wow factor. It also adds texture. And then petunias are amazing. And these are cascading petunias, and so they'll spill over the edge of your pot and look really pretty and also add that wow factor. And then there's also these mini, they look like petunias, but they're not. I can't even pronounce the name, but it's like Calabracoa. Anyway, they're miniature and they get about 8 to 10 inches, but they are really good as fillers and they have some pretty color. And then I like a variety of petunias. Here are some pink petunias. These won't cascade as much, but they still add that nice little filler. And then I have these cascading petunias, and I like that there's a pretty variation in the purples, so it's variegated and looks really nice, and that's going to stand out really well against the pink. So another thing that's nice to have as a pretty texture and add some greenery to your pot is a impomea, and it's otherwise known as a potato plant, but this is a decorative piece that really looks pretty because it also spills over the edge and looks really nice. So those are my top choices and they all seem to do really well. This is a cute little textured plant, and this is called an asparagus fern, and this one will get pretty big too. It kind of comes down and spills over the edge, and when you have all these different textures and colors, you get a lot of contrast. It's interesting to look at, and by the time July comes around, your pots will be bursting with blooms, and it's just absolutely stunning. You also want to pay attention to your backdrop. So here I have a white shed with a brown door, and sorry, it's really windy today. It's Utah, you can expect that. But I have a white shed with a brown door and a black pot, and so I wanted to pick these colors, the pinks and the purples and the whites and the light greens, so that it stands out against that white. So always pay attention to your backdrop and surroundings, and that's another way to pick what flowers you choose. But just remember petunias, geraniums, spikies, and your decorative potato plant, and these little fillers, so little filler flowers, and nothing spring blooming. You want to make sure everything is summer blooming all summer long, and that's the trick. To plant your flowers, you want to make sure you have really good soil. I replaced this soil last year, and so it's nice and rich. I just harvested my tulip bulbs, and so the tulips added nutrients as well, so it's a really good soil. I have Miracle-Gro that I'm going to be using as plant food in my flower pot as soon as I'm done planting, and I'll just add it to water and sprinkle over my plants. And then you want to make sure you have a good spade shovel, have a good watering can, and now we're going to start arranging everything. Also, to plant geraniums and petunias, you need to make sure that you have an area that gets maybe 6 to 7 hours of sun or more. You don't want any less than that. And so this spot gets a lot of sun in the summer months. And so I want to make sure that they get that sunlight so that they bloom their very best. So keep that in mind. If you are going to have pots in shaded areas, when you go to the nursery, you can find annuals that are summer blooming, but they are part sun. So make sure you look at your labels. The labels are just on the side of the plant. So this one says full sun. And so just look at those when you go to the nursery, and that will help you out quite a bit. Also, when you take your plants out, and I'm going to start with the spiky first, you want to squeeze the bottom like this. You don't want to hurt the plant, and it just slips right out. But never leave the roots bound like this. You want to tear at the sides and the bottom of the plant base here and just really get those loose, because they have to be able to root down into the soil, and they can't do that if they're bound. So just make sure you loosen everything up gently, and then you will dig a hole that's deep enough that when you set it in, it's level with the other soil, the surrounding soil. So I'm going to come over here and just dig right in the center. And you will have excess dirt, and you can get a bucket to put that excess dirt in so that you aren't fighting it when you're trying to plant. So I'm going to stick that right down in the center. And then you just fill it in. And see, already it looks so much better than just a plain flower pot. And I have a bucket here that I'm going to use to put the excess soil in until I'm done. And whatever I have left over, I can put in my flower garden. Okay, so I start with the spiky, and then I like to do my geraniums. And I only put 2 geraniums in my flower pots because they look really good on either side. They really stand out, and they just give that nice level variation. So you have the tall spiky plant, and then you have the next level down, which is the geranium. And same thing, you just want to unbind those roots and then dig a hole on the side and then stick it down in. And really, we don't have to fill in any of the dirt until the very end, so it's fine if you just leave things how they are. And then over here, I'm going to make a hole for my other geranium. And you want to get actual potting soil. You don't want to get the garden soil that is specifically for the ground, because this is not in the ground. It's for a flower pot. So just make sure that your mix says potting soil, and you should be good. And Miracle Grow has amazing soil, but there's a lot of brands that you can buy, so whatever fits your budget. Okay, so I'm going to place that one right here. And as you add your flowers, you'll see the wow factor just keeps getting better. And that's what you want. You want to beautify your yard any way that you can. And having flower pots just makes it so nice, because they frame areas like this, like my shed. It just frames the door and makes it look so pretty. Okay, so next I want to do my potato plant. I want to have the potato plant come down right here, just underneath that geranium. I think it would look so pretty spilling over that edge. And so I'm going to take that one out, unbind those roots. This one's really tight. And then just make some room over here. Again, I'm not going to fill in that soil until the very, very end, but that is going to beautifully cascade down throughout the summer. And then we want to match that effect. And so over here, I want to do another cascading flower. I'm going to do purple in the front. I really like my variegated purple petunia, and it also cascades. So that would be a good fit for over here. So just dig that hole over here by this geranium, stick it down in. I know it's funny that I'm an artist and also a gardener, but that's how I express my art, is through plants and gardening and painting. And so I just want to share that gift with all my viewers and teach you how to make your entire life artful and just add art in everything that you're doing. And it truly does matter, because I feel that when you beautify things around you, your life is so much happier. So I'm going to keep passing my knowledge along so that you can do the same. Okay, so we have this cascading white petunia, and I want to probably add that right here in the front, and that will cascade down along with the potato plant. And then right here in the middle, I want to take my bright pink petunia and plant it right here in front to add more pink. We need more color right there. So there's some pink. And where this one doesn't get as big, you want that to be in the center. So it'll just kind of sit here. It will expand up and out like this. It's not going to go clear down, but then you have these two that frame it. So that's where you'd arrange that. On this side, I want to do my really pretty dark purple petunia. And same thing, it just kind of mounds and gets bigger, but doesn't necessarily cascade. And so I'm going to put this one, maybe if I can get it unpacked out of here. Okay, so this is just a little tiny pony pack, but I'm going to set this right down next to my geranium right here. And then we need to add some texture. So let's get our adorable asparagus fern and put that over here, and see how that just adds a pretty amount of texture on this side. Okay. And then last but not least, we have this really cute Calabracoa. Calabracoa. I don't know, you guys. I don't know all of these crazy flower names, but that's close enough. It looks like a petunia. This one I'm going to set down behind the spiky plant, so it just kind of sits up and it will mound and spill over in the back. So that just adds a little bit of color back there. I might go ahead and add a couple more of these petunias, these purple ones, in there just to fill in. Honestly, you can pack these pots so much that they just look amazing when you do. So go crazy. I might put one right here too. So I'm going to stick one down in there. I just want this to burst with life. So to do that, we've got to go a little crazy. So these purple petunias will continue to be my fillers. I'm going to put one back here, and I'm going to put one back over here. Also, make sure if you're in a zone like Utah that has freezing temperatures, the key is plant around Mother's Day, and Mother's Day is this weekend, so I'm pretty safe to plant these. Now that you've done that, you can go in and start filling in your soil in all of the areas that have gaps where there isn't soil. And then when you're done, you're going to water and nourish the flowers, and then just watch and wait. And throughout the entire summer, it's just going to spill over and be absolutely stunning. So later in the summer, I will show progress photos and videos so that you can see, but it's going to look really nice. So add about 2 tablespoons to 3 gallons of water, and that's just the Miracle Grow that you're going to add into the water. And then just water really well. Go around and around and make sure you get all of your plants. And then you probably need to water daily as needed. It's good to water in the morning or in the evening, and you can have a drip system, but you just have to make sure that those are turned on really low and they aren't overwatering. But I just like to hand water with my watering can because I feel like I can control how much water the flowers are getting, and they seem to do better. So that's my standard. And now that this one is done, I'm going to do the pot on the other side, and that will mirror what I did here. And so if you notice, I have all of my flowers ready to go. I'll just look at my other flower pot and mirror exactly what I did on the other side so that they match and look really nice by each other. So I'm going to hurry and get that one done as well. The next area I'm going to tackle are my raised beds, and I want these to look tropical. And so I have some really pretty flowers that I got from Home Depot that I'm going to show you. So don't mind the wind today, it's a very windy day. But these are called Hawaiian Punch, and you see these flowers in places like Hawaii, and they have made them available at Home Depot. And again, they're annuals, so they will survive all summer long in a place like Utah, where I'm at. And I thought that would be a really pretty combination with my other flowers that I've picked. And I love the look of daisies, and I don't know how to pronounce this name, but osteospermum. Osteospermum is what this is called. And these last a long time. They last all throughout the season. And then again, my favorites are geraniums. I love geraniums. There's so many different varieties, but these have a tropical touch to them too. I really like how they have that dark pink center. And then I have more spikies that I'm going to plant. This time I'm going to add a burgundy in the middle so that I have contrast. So I'm going to put my planting of these flowers on time lapse so that you can see how I arrange them and how they look all together. And I might add a few more when I'm done. I just have to see how it all looks in the end. But remember to put fresh soil into your planters, especially those raised planters that will dry out. Make sure it's a really good moisture balanced soil that maintains the moisture, and also have that Miracle Grow on hand and watch what I come up with. It's going to look really pretty. So I need a couple more geraniums, so I brought this pink one, a red one, another red one over here, and I think that will complete everything. And then I'm going to mirror the other planter on the other side to match this one. But it is making my yard look more tropical. It is so pretty. I'm really excited about it. And there they are, my beautiful raised planters. They look nice and tropical. And it is too bad it's windy today, but at least they're planted, and as the season progresses, it's just going to fill out even more and look really, really pretty. So, and there's my dog Blue. I just have 5 more pots to go and then I'm done. But yeah, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with how my yard's turning out. And next I'm going to be planting my veggie garden. So make sure you stay tuned, and please subscribe to my channel if you love art and gardening and creating an artful life. That's my goal on my channel. And I would love to see you more. And please leave comments, share with your friends, and be sure to like. And I'll see you next time.